Hey, Ryan. Hello, Heen. Hey, Amy. Hi, Tom and Yeshua. Welcome. Hey, Ryan. Hello, Heen. Hey, Amy. Hi, Tom and Yeshua.
Geshe is here.
Yep.
Lamula, prayer.
Saji perki shuxing metog tam di roblishi ni degen pader sange Jing la che par shok Jetsun lama dampa kenam ki kukala kense jujin trik Chitar sampe duje zima la shab gecherki charpa wap tu so idam guru ratamadalakam niryatayami Gosum gupe gone chatselo Nisham yitu chati malubu Tomene saditun tam cheshak Kepa gewanam la jehirang Korwa maton bardu le june Rolo cherki kolo korwa dong Da shengenam janchu chen porno Oops. All right. Okay. Now, Geshe will lead us in the refugee bodhicitta prayer.
Sanje Chodan Soje Chodam La Chanjo Pabu Dane Jabo Dage Chuje Jebe Sonam Je Ando La Puje Sanje No Sanje Chodan Soje Chodam La Chanjo Pabu Dane Jabo Dage Chuje Jebe Sonam Lola Penge Sanje No La Jo Sanje Chodan Soje Chodam La Chanjo Pabu Dane Jabo Dagi Chushin Jebe Sonam Je Lola Pinja Sanje Do Bara Sho Pada Lamrim Mia Jin Omoda Jajela Java 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 Sanje Sonra Rabu Jin Devi Juma de la Hilla de Jin de Namala Yeke Dalu Dandi Jin Tiboda Lami Yeke Nala Do Kuya Nala Madam Kula Cheda Kange Tonda Yoda Tonda Kodam Dala Chance No Oh yeah. Oh yeah, good evening, Venerable Hamo. Good evening, Hen. Good evening, Yeshua. Good evening, Ryan. Good evening, Tom. Good evening, Dan. Good evening, Neely. Good evening, Jill. Good evening, David. Good evening, Karen. Good evening, Elise. Good evening, Carmen. Good evening, Mary. Good Trustee Gelek, Santa Alex. Then anybody watching on YouTube, good evening. Good evening, Army, Michelle. Oh yeah. So today, benefit of I would say bodhicitta, benefit of bodhicitta, altruistic attitude, or you could say benefit of having a mind that cherish other living beings, benefit of that, okay? So I received this teaching from His Holiness Dalai Lama, few occasions, and many other also teachers. So if there any blessing running to the lineage, so you will receive the blessing, okay? So book that I'm using is like called Guide to Buddhist Way of Life Guide to Buddhism Way of Life. A wonderful book written by Master Shanti Deva, coming from Nalanda Monastery, graduate from Nalanda Monastery, written like many centuries ago, wonderful book. Okay, so so then so every like before you write a book, whole purpose, your whole goal is not to become famous or to make money. Your whole goal is to benefit or share your experience. That's the only reason you write a book, or like or to rejoice what you have been accomplished through meditations, what you have been accomplished. Rejoice your own progress. Or if there's someone out there like you, so then hoping, this book will greatly benefit it. That's what Master Shanti Deva said. So Tibetan, like, not just Tibetan, but all the Dharma teaching, Buddhist teachings begin with homage. Not much about talking about yourself, it's homage. Make sure this book is solely dedicated for well-being of other sentient beings. Therefore, you want to complete this book without much obstacles. So therefore, at the very beginning of the book, you pay homage. You kind of have to succeed, to complete the books, and you pay homage. You don't talk about anything about yourself at all. Just pay homage. So then, so name of these books. So the benefit of bodhicitta that I've been using from this Guide to Buddhism Way of Life. So a lot of you probably heard these wonderful teachings a few times. If you are first time you are hearing these teachings, very fortunate. You're very fortunate. So the beginning of the text that you see, like in the Indian language, basically in India, that time there are 4 great languages been spoken quite widely, and one of those is Sanskrit. Sanskrit. Considered as a divine language. Sanskrit is considered as a divine language. Therefore, all the minor teachings been taught in the Sanskrit language. Not just this Buddha. Probably there will be 1,002 Buddha will descend into our universe and will teach in this divine language, Sanskrit language. So then a lot of the Theravada teaching is taught in the Pali language. So text begin with the Sanskrit. Name of the text begins with Sanskrit. Reason behind that you will have some like imprint of Sanskrit language if you manage to be born when Maitreya Buddha descend into our universe. If you manage to be around there, so then you will have imprint of a Sanskrit language so that you may understand the teaching directly into Sanskrit language. That's the one reason why they put it Sanskrit. Another reason, so this text has originated in something. It's not just somebody just made it up. It has origin. It's the origin. It's origin. The origin or source is, of course, sutra that taught by Shakyamuni Buddha. So related to that. So every water has to link directly or indirectly linked to the snow. Similarly, all the Buddhist teachings has to link directly or indirectly to Shakyamuni Buddha. So that kind of indicates the source for the sake of knowledge. So now the title of this book is called Bodhisattva Charya Avatara. That's how it sounds like in Sanskrit language. Bodhisattva Charya Avatara. Bodhi, enlightenment, in fully enlightenment body. Sattva, so that is like those who manage to generate bodhicitta, so then you are called bodhisattvas. No? Charya is like a deed or deed. Avatara means engage or enter into bodhisattva deed or engage. So then, of course, then there's like Tibetan language. Right after the Tibetan language, what is the text called in Tibetan language? Chanju sembe chobala juba. Chanju, same body. Chanju means body, enlightenment. Semba means bodhisattva. Choba, deed. Jukpa, avatara. Jukpa means entrance, engage. Chanju sembe chobala juba. So, then taught by, the great master Shantideva, Shivala Shantideva. You can visit the place now in North India, not very far from Bodh Gaya, where the Nalanda monastery is located. So then you can still see the place where Master Shantideva taught Bodhisattva Charya Avatara, that very text, many centuries ago. So you can still visit. So that also place probably been very much blessed by many great masters such as Nagarjuna, Asanga, Dignaga, or great masters, like Arya Deva. So many great masters, come from that university. Used to be huge. So then, of course, unfortunately, 3 big wars came through India, pretty much destroyed almost everything. But that university was one of the biggest Mayan and Buddhist university in India. So then, Bodhisattva, Guide to Buddhist Way of Life in English. Geshe Chujikunga Setang Ches. I'm just going to read the homage part. Geshe Chujikunga Setang Ches. Chayokula Kube Chak said that's homage. Homage to all the Tathagatas, awakened one, together with the child refers to Bodhisattva, all the Bodhisattva. So that's called child of enlightened beings. Chayokula Kube Chak this. I pay homage out of respect to the body, spirit, mind, out of respect. And whomever has a deserved homage, so then I will pay homage to all of that. So the reason why you want to complete this book without much obstacles, because this book is dedicated to benefit other sentient beings like yourself, or simply rejoicing what you have been accomplished through meditations, or just writing this, just writing your own experience, or how you understood the benefit of bodhicitta, sharing that with us. Geshe seje domla jubanis, Geshe seje domla jubanis, I'm going to explain briefly how to engage in the Bodhisattva deed. That's what it says. That's called promise. From making promise to write this text. The first 2 lines, homage, paying homage to all this, whoever deserve my homage, and also Tathagatas and with the Bodhisattva together, and whomever deserve to be put up homage. So I will do that out of deep respect, out of body, spirit, mind. First 2 lines. The second 2 lines, and making promise to write this book. So that's how typically all the books have been written in Buddhism. You don't talk about yourself at all. It's all about the benefit of other sentient beings. So it's not about wealth, it's not about fame, it's just to benefit, that's all. Nothing more, nothing less. If someone looking or something new, Shantideva said, I have nothing new to say. whatever I'm going to say here has already been said. I'm going to repeat. If someone is looking at what's new, well, you are not going to get benefit from this book. There's nothing new. It's already been said. If somebody is looking for like how this word sounds like, does it written in a very poetry way? Shanti Deva said, I'm not poet. I'm not poet. No, I'm not poet. So if you're looking for like something like poet, no, you are not going to find anything here. And therefore he say, he even don't have intention, it will benefit other beings. But here is like, of course it will benefit. Then why Shanti Deva said that you don't brag over yourself at all. In Buddhism, you always hide, even though you have so much knowledge. You say, "Oh, I don't have anything. I don't know anything." You don't say, "Oh, I know so much." Not like they're trying to be humble. Try to be humble. If you know like few, you say, "Oh, I know all of them." You don't say that. If you know all of them, you still say, "I don't know." Does not mean you don't know. Probably you do know. If someone say, "I know everything," does not mean you know everything. Probably you know very little. So that's why Shanti Deva says, like, therefore I don't think this book will benefit others. Of course, this book will benefit others. Rangi yila komji nge desams. Shanti Deva saying this, I write these books because it's greatly benefiting me. It's very greatly benefiting me. Gyawa komji dagi tebeshu. Dida kijam. Rishi Pechula. So it's just to create merit and increase like that, make it my devotion stronger as possible. So that's why I write this book. So that's what I did. It's like, how you say, being very modest and being humbling, so you don't talk about yourself, you don't talk about who you are, why you write this book, and how many followers you have, you don't talk about that at all. You just, pure intention is to benefit yourself and benefit others. Okay. So then this books, the benefit of bodhicittas, begin with Nipa Lamji Rinpoche Vangula Tanjo Jitela Nibola Shikuwa, encouraging us, encouraging you, encouraging me, all of us. Shanti Deva was encouraging all of us through these wonderful teachings. To get the best out of this precious human life, get the most out of this precious human life. Indirectly begging to all of us not to waste this precious human life. And how to take the most out of this precious human life. So begin with now. This life is so difficult to find. This is a root text. Now think about that. We all have possessions that we cherish, more than anything else. We all have something that we cherish more than anything else. So if you have one of those objects that you cherish so much, then you will probably make sure, no matter what, you will make sure that object is not being wasted, or make sure you don't lose that object. So we try so hard. So this life is very important. So this wonderful books begin with Shanti Deva's begging to all of us, or encouraging all of us not to think about this life is so difficult to find. Now I say, Shindoka, very difficult to find. Very difficult to find. So now the question is, did we ever thought about that? Did we ever thought about that? My life is so precious. See them, not just Shantideva, Lama Atisha, Lama Tsongkha, all these masters repeatedly said this life is so precious, but it goes from here to there. It doesn't go here. We don't see any preciousness in our life. We just see false. We just see false. That's not a good way to begin the spiritual path, which will eventually lead you all the way to full enlightenment. Having all the negative thoughts about your life is not good start. It's not good start for good life, happy life, meaningful life. According to meaningful life, good life, happy life, having this thought about your life, negative thought about your life, that's not good start. That's not good start. And just never should cause. Very difficult to find. We must do something good. Must. Why this is so precious? Make sure that preciousness does not slip through your hand by doing nothing. So then there's great loss. We must do something positive. Practice Dharma. Must do something positive. I'm just do goodness. Oh, 10 richness, 8 freedoms. There's 18 qualities that life possesses. Good to reflect, good to do some meditations. What are those 18, like 10 richness, 8 freedom, what are those? Do I have all this, possess those? Oh, time to rejoice. If you possess all these 18 qualities, rejoice. Not just rejoice, rejoice. Feel amazed, feel like fortunate, feel blessed, feel amazed that 18 qualities, if you measure here, you possess all of that. So there's a reason to be amazed, reason to feel good. Not talking about somebody else's life, your life. No. Why is it so difficult to find cause of this life? It's not easy to obtain, it's not easy to practice. Pure ethics. Everybody has no problems practicing pure ethics. Not easy. So there's primary cause of this precious human life is pure ethics. Even just obtaining high state within the 6 realms, the 3 lords, 3 higher, even just achieving one of those high states will require practice of moralities. Without that, that's impossible. So now, having this 18 qualities life, so that definitely requires, pure ethics. Okay, well, so that's why the cause, so that's why it's so difficult to find. So what we should learn from this, if not every moment, not every hour, but every day. If not every moment, every second, every minute, every hour, but at least every day, think that your life is so precious. Try to get something out of that, something so precious. This is the perfect opportunity to liberate yourself. At least start the path. Because you have all the conditions that's been needed you to be succeed into this spiritual path. You have all the conditions that's needed for that you already had. So just knowing that, we must gain some enjoyment in our heart, just knowing that. the children number it requires practice of ethics, practice of pure ethics that's required. Jimbala sobe torches. Then it also requires some other practice, generosity, patience, concentrations, so this life has so many causes and conditions. That's how it, have you got these opportunities. So then there are some Katama master said, not here. Ngame kewa rinpoches, my precious previous life. They just talking to themselves. They are just self-talk. Then of course it become advice because they're just talking to themselves, encouraging themselves to think something wonderful about this life. What they are saying is, Ngame kewa rinpoches, my precious previous life, my precious previous life. You give me this wonderful gift, human life, precious human life. You now make sure that you don't throw this off the cliff. What they're saying, the last two lines, you have moral responsibilities. You have moral responsibility to get better, go higher. If everybody's going down, you don't need to go down. Your moral responsibility is to go higher. Higher as possible, go higher. Ngame kewa rinpoche tade milu rinjesus. Tada Gelong rinpoche, of course, the Kadama master, he was monk. So that's what Gelong refers to. Bhikshu, you don't have to be Bhikshu, but that's what he's talking to himself. Tade Gelong rinpoche, you monk now, make sure that you don't throw this off the cliff. So that means you have moral responsibility for you to go higher. If you are going down, you are wasting your precious human life. You are not getting, just forget about getting the most out of this precious human life. You are not getting none, you are getting nothing. So that's what it means, wasted. You are wasting your precious human life. Very important that Tanjo Tuecha was now. Why so now the second line? So difficult to find, there's something to think about. Don't think, oh, there's just a piece of cake, there's so many people. Does not make your life less precious. Think about why it's so precious, you get benefit. Don't think about why it's not precious, you don't get nothing, you get nothing. If you think, oh, why it's not precious, you may have like tons of ideas, maybe hundreds of ideas why it's not precious. You can say, oh, I have this fault, I have that fault, like, what do you get? Nothing. Think about why this is so difficult to find, Don't think this is a piece of cake, you get nothing. Why it's so difficult to find? Who said that? Maza Shanti Deva said. Lama Tsongkhapa said. Lama Ati has many great masters said. What they get out of saying this, material-wise, nothing. They don't get anything. This book is free of copyright. Anybody can print it. Anybody can print. Shanti Deva doesn't make even 1 penny. Doesn't make any 1 penny. Or could make about millions of dollars. Because this book has been reading, studying everywhere. But they have not. All these books you see in the Kadamba Center, there's like hundred books. All of them copyright, free copyright. There's no copyright. Why? Primary intention to benefit much as possible. So now this first one, so difficult to find. Why? Or time to brainstorm. Does practicing pure ethics, does it sound like piece of cake? Practicing pure ethics, does it sound like piece of cake? If not, need to think, so difficult to find. Now the second line is like so meaningful. Don't ever say that my life is meaningless or my life has no meaning. It's ignorance. It's totally wrong. Totally wrong. Every life has meaning. Every life has meaning. The question is whether you make whether you take that serious or not, is the question is boils down on that. You know, you probably heard many times, I heard many times since I came here 22 years ago, people say, oh, Geshe, my life has no meaning. Not true. It's not true. That's just your idea. You are the one who's saying it. That's just your idea based on something. Yeah, this life has meaning, meaning. So now there's the second one. Hanjo Trinche was sambas. Jibi didn't do, Jibi Tundu Toba Jubala, Kalde de la Pemba Madonna, she the Yanda Job colleges. Jibi Tundu purpose. Think about that. Your dream, your goal, your dream, your goal, your purpose. Of course, this is the Mahayana teachings. Your goal is enlightenment. That's your goal. No, it's not going on vacation is not your goal. Sorry, but does not mean you should not go to vacation. Of course, you can go to vacations, but the primary goal is not. Primary goal is complete, everlasting freedom from all this complication. No matter which direction you turn, nothing is perfect. Everything has problems, So sorry to say, but that's the fact. So that's your goal is like complete freedom to go highest as possible. Go highest as possible. That's your goal. That's the goal. If that's your goal, must use. Oh, my goal is to. This ocean looks so wide, and there's so many all kind of problems. I really want to cross these oceans. Oh, time to cross. Need to cross now. Can't wait around. You have boat. This boat is capable to cross. Time to cross. If not, just start. Even you can go by inch. It's time to move. You have to move higher, not down. Even 1 inch, better to move. Or any idea that makes you go down, just eliminate them. So sorry, easy to say, but it's not that easy to, but easy to say. Makes sense. Purpose. What is your goal? What's your dream? What are you trying to accomplish? What's your dream? Why you're reading these books? Why you're so much inspired by this book? Why you're reading this? What are you hoping? What's your goal? Fully enlightenment. That's my goal. Therefore, now you need to use this. It's like this boat, to cross that ocean. If you don't use this precious human life for that purpose, for that goal, don't think, oh, there'll be another one. Hard to say. Maybe there'll be another one, maybe there'll be not another one. Hard to say. So, kalde dilla pemba maduna chi di yanda juba kalachus. Finding another one makes it sounds like almost impossible. Does that help? What if you don't find another one? What will you do? This is the only you got. What are you going to do? How are you going to use? Will you think twice? This is the only one. Last one. Will you think twice to use this to get the most out of this life? Now the question is, are you confident there will be another one? Are you confident there will be another one? Some people are, some people probably are confident. So that's why it's meaningful, because you can accomplish your goal within this life. Somebody else did it, not just one person, many persons did it, somebody else doing it, somebody else are thinking to do, somebody always doing it. So these are all human. All the tanjo to be dead the chibi to do good, chibi to go to the gele, go to the gele, do the niba, do nibi ten to jubilas. Munto means high state. Human, demigod, God, 3 high realms. Called Munto. The specific term they use in Buddhism called Munto, means higher rebirth. Gelek, there's another term for liberation. Gelek means liberations. So, so what should we do about this? Kalde Michibi, Geshe Soji, then the Chima Page, Pemba Maduna, Chidi Yanda colleges. So then, like I said, yeah, of course, we all have ideas. So we all think, oh, I'm not going to die tomorrow. But not just you, we all think, oh, I'm not going to die tomorrow. That's just idea. Is that valid or not valid? Hard to say, it's just idea. And that idea comes all the way to, even when you're dying, you don't believe that you're going to die tomorrow. You still hope that you're going to live. So that mindset. So now you think, why Buddhists, they meditate on death all the time? It's uncertainty, because of uncertainty. Because there's no guarantee, there's uncertainty. That's why you think about death every day. Makes you think every moment of this life is so precious. So precious, like moment you realize you are alive, you're breathing, you feel so fortunate, you feel so grateful. Get excited to do something that brings you higher. Get excited. So that's the benefit. You do that every day. When the death comes, all this 100 days went very well. Till the last day, all of it went very well. Nothing to worry at all, nothing to worry. You did everything you could. Well, every moment, every morning, when you realize you're alive, you get so excited, you feel fortunate, you feel blessed, you feel grateful, you kind of get excited to do more good things. So that every day goes well. By the end, you will have no regret. You probably tell yourself, you live your life well, you did well. So that's the kind of mindset. Then you probably say goodbye to this life. The best way to go. So this is the mindset that we all have. I'm not going to die tomorrow. So then that kind of like make us lazy and delay, do something good things. Tomorrow, tomorrow, then just postpone. One of the another Kadama master advice. Oh, I'm going to do tomorrow. That mindset kind of delays, Death may occur today, so that idea is not useful. Going to do tomorrow, the death might occur today. Idea of doing tomorrow is gone. It's not. You can materialize that. You can't trick yourself. Don't trick yourself. Don't trick yourself. Don't fool yourself. If you want to do something, when? Now. Right now. Do right now. Right now. That's one of the Kadama Master said. If you want to think something good, can't wait. Cannot afford to wait. When the best time? Now. Now is the best time. Do now. Why? Now you know, like death will not wait. You can wait, but death will not wait. Just put up here today. That we're doing something tomorrow. Or tomorrow I'm going to call and say sorry. And tomorrow I'm going to call, then I'll say I love you. Before that, you may die. So that you don't get a chance to say, oh, I really love you, I really cherish you, or I care about you, you know, like all of that is finished. Same thing like spiritual practice. Oh, Tundu Chimbi Ruba Chade, Kade Michi with Duchisoji, Ten Dilla Chima Penji, Pimba Maduna. She is a Ten Yantaban Jo Kalajus, Chima Penji, Pimba. That's the important word. Chima Penji, what we do. Yeah, we do all kinds of things. We do all kinds of things. Out of this all kinds of things, can you pinpoint one thing that you did it thinking about life after this, life after this, life after this? Did you ever thought about taking care of life after this? Or you just think about this life? And there's nothing you are doing, nothing for if something goes on. You may argue, oh, maybe you live once. That idea doesn't help. Yeah, that you could be probably like I say, argue, oh, maybe there's no life. No, there's you just become dust, nothing. Nothing goes on. You could say, you are probably free to say, but in Buddhism, yeah, you do not just for this life, you do something with the intentions to thinking about next life. You do many things. Of course, you do many things for this life too. And plus, you do many things for thinking about many life after this life. No. Yeah, so now we do, like this life, we do many things. Oh, you make sure that your house is insured if house gets burned down. But there's no guarantee, maybe not burned down, or maybe it could burn down. If somebody, there's many things we do based on if there's many insurance, it's based on if. So, yeah, so that's future. We do things for future. Make sure we prevent. When it happens, make sure you have something that will take care. How's about life after this? If something happened life after this, do you have any insurance? Do you have any insurance? I think it's so just to think about, so like, I think your next life also needs to be insured too. But you don't need to pay anything. You can just do. It's completely free. You can do. So far, the no insurance is selling insurance for next life because probably they are not going to make any money. But it is important. Yeah, insurance also needed. Insurance for next life is also needed too. What if you don't get another chance? What if you don't get another chance? If this is the only chance, what do? You will think twice. You will definitely think twice. Oh, there will be another chance. If you are confident there will be another chance, then you are doing pretty well. You are doing pretty well. Ranja migo bende so neba she chelasa. Tenne dendi jutu ba shindu kumbe chiro. Like migo bende. So now tanjo nyekawa. That's like difficult to find, meaningful. Don't ever say please. Don't ever say that your life has no meaning. Don't ever say. Your life is meaning. Not just meaning, great meaning. Great meaning. Not just meaning. Oh, so difficult to find. Don't ever think it's piece of cake. No, it's not piece of cake. That's ignorance. It's not wisdom. Your life is so precious, so difficult to find, so meaningful. So meaningful. Just read this book and you see. When this book has been written, Lamula, what century?
I think it's the 9th century.
Yeah, that's a long time ago. We are like 21st century. This book has been written long time ago, 9th century. 9th century, that's a long time ago. So that's why every Sunday I've been saying, like, so important, begin with something positive about yourself. You talk about self-love, self-compassion. How's about self-responsibility, moral responsibility? How's about thinking your life is precious? Very much needed, very much needed, very much needed. Don't destroy it. So now the example they use, why this life is so difficult to find, because this all helps your meditations to really get to the bottom of this, why this life is so precious. This all meditation will help you to get to the bottom of that, why this life is so precious, why I should not, why I've not been thinking about that, why I must think about the life is so precious. This meditation will help. Now, example, Janzo Che Nyashi Pugatans. Repeatable legend, Tundules, Mini Chetup Kawe, Miwangi, Amjujoba Tenda Shibaches. Cheating, that's like the Nagarjuna wrote this letter to the king, one of the king. Nagarjuna wrote this letter to one of the king, sent the letter to one of the king. Or maybe probably busy, very busy ruling, probably thinking so much probably negative of himself. He's not worth it, or I'm not the best king, I'm doing blah, 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 all kind of things. Nagarjuna sent this letter to this king. Well, that's the name of the text, Shitting in this. Jaso Cheyans, huge oceans, Nyashing, yoke. You know yoke? What is yoke? Nili, what is yoke?
I think on farms, they used to use, it was like a big, heavy wooden collar that they would put on the oxen.
There's a yoke. It has two holes because there's two cow or horse they pull. So this one example here using in the Nagarjuna letter to the king. Who's saying this? Nagarjuna. Acharya Nagarjuna saying this. This has one yoke floating on this vast oceans, floating. Underneath that ocean, there's a turtle, blind. Turtle is blind. Comes up every once 100 years. Comes up every once 100 years. Managed to put the neck through that hole. Does it sound like impossible? Ocean is not just still, it's moving. Vast ocean, there's only one yoke with one hole. Underneath the ocean, there's one blind turtle. Comes up, not every single day, once 100 years comes up, managed to put the neck through that hole. Does it sound very impossible? That's how difficult to find your life is. Understood? You understand? No matter what people could say you are a sinner, you are like no good, you that, this, that. It's all ignorance. It's not true. Your life is precious. Can you imagine that the blind turtle comes up once 100 years, managed to put the neck into that hole? The yoke is not sitting in the one place, it's moving all the time in the ocean. Can you imagine that? So did you ever thought that your life is so difficult to find? Did you ever thought? If not, maybe missing out something important. Maybe now it's time to think that your life is so precious, so meaningful, so difficult to find. Just that meditations. Just that meditation every day. Just that meditation. Just that. Just do that meditation. No matter what other people say, just do that meditations. Moment you wake up, so just think that your life is so precious, so meaningful, so difficult to find, like that blind turtle comes up once every 100 years and go through the whole. If you think like that, there's no place for depression at all. There's zero place for depression. There's no place for depressions. Achieve something huge, something meaningful, something like precious. No joys, zero joys. Why? Because there's something wrong in thinking, Oh, just that. So precious, so difficult to find, so meaningful, just that. Every day, just do that meditation. So precious, so difficult to find, so meaningful, just that. Probably best medicine for depression, best medicine. Nagarjuna said, send the letters to the king. In that letter, Nagarjuna said, Mini cheto kave miwangi tamju chebe tende chebachas. Nagarjuna is begging all of us to think. Don't think like, oh, this life is no meaning. I don't like myself. I hate myself. So unfortunate. So unfortunate. No. Migumba je pambani tawates. Freedoms is like freedom from 8 things. Freedom. Labota wasn't the Tuluni, Danida, Nyawachevoda, Jave Kamebo, Takot, Lalojevo, Lijukuboja. Saying Hani Kaya Ruani, saying Hani Kaya Ruani, Jawa Shiji, Mikum Junjebos. So that's why Buddhism, your aim is not heaven. No, that's not your aim. Same problem, same complication. Relatively better. Our aim is liberation, moksha, or fully enlightenment. That's our goal. No, so that just being born in heaven, or no, that's the Buddhism. Don't pray to go to heaven. Don't pray to go to heaven. So Buddhism practice for liberations, and fully enlightenment. This, all these 8 places, like 8 freedoms. So you can look up. Also, maybe talk to Venerable Hamu or like a long-term member from the center, so they know that very well. You can talk to them, so they will probably explain to you. Oh, Mikumba Je. Any of those places, some of them there's like overwhelming suffering. There's no time for practice Dharma. Some of the places, there's overwhelming joy, pleasures. No time for practicing Dharma, practice the path. Human, here, up, down, good things, up, down, good things. It's already up, like this. Why you think about Dharma? You don't think about Dharma. I don't blame you, of course. No, so why you think about Dharma? Because it's like this. Oh, so that's why growing, it helps you to grow and learn, think. Da travel company ni Kiwando Village of Geshe so. Mikompa means basically you are not available. You are not available because environment doesn't allows you to do any practice because you're always like distracted. You're always distracted. Distracted or overwhelmed. So please think maybe next class before you come. So maybe Venerable Hamula kindly will put up their 8 freedom and 10 richness. So then you can at least understand what they are, or maybe someone can explain to you. Okay. So now today what we learn, your life, so precious, so meaningful, so difficult to find. Just that meditation, every day, just that meditation, so precious, so meaningful, so difficult to find. Just that meditation. You are not making things up. It is precious. It is very meaningful. It is very difficult to find. Shanti Deva has no reason to lie because Shanti Deva was not making any money, no interest, zero interest about material gain, zero interest. If you have zero interest about material gain, probably there's no really reason to lie. There's no really reason to be unethical because you have no interest. You have zero interest. Your all interest is liberation, enlightenment. That's your interest, nothing else. So, so the next Wednesday, maybe next Wednesday we take break. So then after that, and you can, Alhamdulillah will probably kindly explain to you or share the screen with you about the 10 richness in 8 freedoms. Okay. Oh, yeah, there's a very good. So now how to take the essence. Okay. Why we should take essence? Because it's so precious. Make sure it doesn't slip through your hand by doing nothing. So precious. First, you have to, in order to take the best out of this, first you have to understand why it's so precious, so meaningful, so difficult to find. So that's why I'm requesting just do that meditation. So precious, so difficult to find, so meaningful. So meaningful. Next time when you start telling yourself, oh, your life has no meaning, please read this book written by Master Shanti Deva around 8th centuries, written this and read. So now the how to take essence, once you recognize, once you realize that your life is so precious, so meaningful, so difficult to find, once you realize that, now your second thing is how to take the most out of this precious human life. That's the second thing. Ningbo Chidalem. Ningbo means essence. Essence. How to take essence out of this precious human life. Tenju disa chebu chimbi samba jongi yanglado chebu dingi samba jongi undu tanes. Chanju ji chodo sem chetes choba jimbala sobe fado chimbatu lamne sanjebe lamje jimba zoba tumba yinos. Tela tongma chanju ji chodo sem cheba tela sem cheba tiye peye leba sanne toshu lhaba peshi pewashi gyoba liwa tambe tenla. First, in order to take the essence out of this precious human life, the best being kind, being compassionate, being kind, caring, kind, compassionate, warm-hearted, all of that. Or bodhicitta, of course, included bodhicitta. What is the benefit of being kind? What is the benefit of being so compassionate? What's the benefit? What is the benefit? Of course, you have every right to know. I have every right to know. What is the benefit? Of course, we ask, what is the benefit of practicing compassion, loving kindness? What's the benefit? What's so important to be kind, be compassionate? What's the benefit? It's important questions, very important questions. Once you understand the benefit, then you kind of like, how you say, you are very happy that you understood the benefit. You are so happy that you understood the benefit of being kind, compassionate, caring. You found you understood the benefit of being kind, compassionate, caring, you find the benefit, that makes you joyful. Not just joyful, very joyful. Because something that you can do. It's not something you cannot do. It's something you can do. And you become kind of like happy that you understood the benefit of being kind. What's the downside of being rude, unkind, mean? What's the downside? Nobody, first of all, nobody will like you. Nobody like to be around you. For including your children too, even including your pet. If you're being mean, unkind, nobody going to be around. Nobody going to like to be around you. That's the temporary. So you see, that's the downside. So very important to understand what is the benefit to be kind, compassionate, loving, caring. What's the benefit? Once you understood the benefit, so that gives you so much joy and excitement that you can do. It's not like something you cannot do, something that you can do, you get excited. Love, compassion, bodhicitta is deeply rooted in compassion and love, loving kindness. Compassion, loving kindness produce bodhicitta. Bodhicitta is produced by loving kindness, compassion. Koloju jabo chente nekanso chido cheba shindo gaji riba shaba tunje so sani chanjuji semsungu bi ngama liwi nipa tangs. Chuma liwi sumbe tembe tsa So now this explains, this kind of dividing this 10 chapters, what each chapter talks about. Division. Maybe I will leave this in the very end. So this talks about which chapter talks about what. So I'll leave this in the very end. So first, what time is now? I'm slept. The was go to but Dambaji charges in the page of Saba also. So now the first one is like this is whole chapter is about benefit of bodhicitta, benefit of altruistic attitude, benefit of being kind, being loving, being compassionate. This is all about that. So then of course it begins with different section here. No, the first one is purifications, and creating merit. Highly recommended here by Master Shantideva. So then second, so then the detailed explanation about benefit of bodhicitta. Okay. That the moment you why purify, why create merit? Important questions. Why purify? Why create merit? Why? Important questions. Chitar now the root test. Chitar semu muna tirum nas. At night, very dark night. Lot of clouds, no star, no moon, very dark. When you see the lightning in the darkness, you manage to see things. Otherwise, it's completely dark, there's nothing to see. When the lightning, you manage to see maybe trees, branch or something, manage to see. Teshi sanje tuyi jalamna jide sonam loji tangajuz. Tede gewa nyamru nila tas. Ranja gewa nyamchushi dibato chiwi tuidiris. When you, how you say, but we never wear. If you if you weigh positive thought, disturbing thought, if you weigh every day, which one probably has more weight? If you weigh, that's the fact. No? Even every day, walking, thinking, it's quite hard. Every event that takes place is so hard. The first thought that rise, unfortunately, most of the time, is not positive. Is that true? You know, like suspicious. I'm not saying anger, not all the time, but not like, wow, that's like, not like I said, any occasion, the first thought that rise. Either like, wow, like kind of like suspicious, or maybe like something's not that. So if we weigh on the scale, positive thought and the disturbing thought. This is not judging. Means judging is not judging means by anything. It's just talking about the realities. Positive thoughts are kind of weak. Disturbing thoughts are kind of strong and heavy. Does that sound familiar? It's not about judging, just talking about reality. So that is the situations. That is the situations that we are all in. That is the situations. Not probably the best situation, but that's the situation that we are all in. Need to admit. Cannot say deny. Oh, no. Cannot deny. So that, no, facing fact is always good. To this, then if that's the situation, read this. Don't just tie it up with all this disturbing thought. Don't just sit around. Don't just tie it up with all disturbing thought. So that is not skillful. Even though positive thought has 1 pound, disturbing thought is 3 pounds, don't sit with this 3 pounds. Don't tie with 3 pounds. You know, so what you need to do, clean, purify them. Nyembu bebala rigde chida penna tsemu muna tirumna lo chuvi chinji tukichi tsam sugu rabdo tonna wa tembata teshindo sanje tuyi jalamna chindemna sonam chanyambi gewar drubi lo tanga chik tsam jungs. Even though it feels like completely dark, there's no light at all. Yeah, probably there'll be thunderstorm. There'll be lightning. You may think there's completely dark. No, you probably see lightning, so you will see something. You'll see something like that. Spark, not here in this text, some other text. Spark could burn whole hair. One small spark could burn whole hair. Cleaning is possible. It's not myth. It is possible. You can clean. You can clean your body. You can clean your clothes. You can clean your mind. You can clean. You don't have to live with your uncleaning, whether that's mind or house or like a sink filled with a dirty dish and sitting there and feeling bad. Time to move and maybe show some actions, so it can be clean. Maybe it takes some time. I don't think that you can clean all of them simultaneously. Probably that's not a good idea. Maybe you can clean them one by one. If you clean 1 out of 10 plate, 1 is now less. There will be only 9. If you're cleaning 2, there will be 8. Get less and less. like that. So can clean, okay, clean. This is very important. I think there's another reason that the people blaming themselves. They're being critical, very critical, negative, blaming themselves because they are not purified. Maybe they don't believe in purifying. Maybe they don't believe they can become better or they can do better. Or maybe someone else told them that you are not worth it. It's all ignorant. It's all ignorant. It's not wisdom. You can clean. You can clean your mind. Definitely you can clean your mind. Someone who killed 999 human beings managed to clean their conscience. How is the conscience? Conscience? Nearly.
Yes, Geshe, conscience.
Yeah, you can clean your conscience. Someone who killed 999 human beings managed to completely clean their conscience. Why you think that you cannot clean? Why? Why? Ask yourself why you ask yourself every single day. Why? Why you think like that? Why? The lightning doesn't happen all the time. It happens occasionally. Yeah, that's better than nothing. So that's better than like need to think about cleaning. Okay. Tirung chi mumbatan dawar ngendo chebe digba top chimbu tubakashi jigba chimbu chebe shindu mizeba yubi tu shepa chela hachi. The bottom line, what is here? What is the message here? Don't tie yourself with negative thought. Purify. Don't blame yourself. Show some compassion. Show some compassion. So then you can say, "Oh, I love myself," because you care about yourself. Because you care because you are cleaning your conscience. That's why you care. You could say you are caring yourself. You are loving yourself because you are cleaning your conscience because you are feeling not good and you are helping yourself to feel good. That's what all the purification practices about. Otherwise, the first place you don't believe in purifying. The second, you don't do purification. Then you just sit with all this disturbing thought day after day and torturing yourself, doing nothing good. Nothing good. Think about Buddha's lifetime. Angulimala killed 999 human beings, managed to liberate. Now just think about it. Why you are thinking that you cannot do. Why? What kind of concrete reason that you have? Concrete reason that you have, you cannot be better. Why? Changes here, message here, purify and do good things. Physically, verbally, mentally, do good things. Properly reciting prayer, reciting mantra, reciting sutra, physically going around stupa, building holy object, helping people, voluntary work, mentally thinking something wonderful, something good. Oh, that's what it means. Do good, purify, do good. You can do. Don't ever say, I cannot do. No, that's not true. You can do. You can do. Why that's not true? Someone who killed 990 human beings did it. Why you think you cannot do? That's not true. You can do. You can do. The moment you start telling yourself, I cannot do, no, don't listen. Not true. It's not true. It's not true. Well, just tricking yourself. That's all. Not true. The data period that you going to be consult the was I will change the page. The what of the Jimmy, what of the new boss. Yeah. You can clean your conscience completely clean. You can. You can. Can. You can not just that, you can also do good things. You can do good things. Oh, definitely. What's the goal here? Liberation, full enlightenment. You can achieve that too. Why you can do now continue. Why you can do? If you say, if a minute you tell yourself you cannot do, don't listen. That's not true. You can do. Why? Now listen. The boat of Geshe Shindu Misebo, then the Zobe Shaju Semibo, Geshe can see in even the heinous karma that you created, act that you created, you can still see light. You can still see light. You can still see light. Lightning happens when it's darkness, when all the clouds, then the lightning happens. Lightning does not happen when the weather is sunny. Being kind, being compassionate, being caring, just that purifies. You have no idea, just that purifies. Being kind, thinking about me, all sentences being happy. Happiness is the cause of happiness. Thinking them, not just from the brain, also from the heart, purifies so much. That's why bodhicitta purifies. Bodhicitta purifies. When you manage to write, generally bodhicitta purifies. There's no stain or negative karma that does not purify by bodhicitta. Being kind purifies. Being kind, being compassionate, being caring purifies. See, purifies right away. You see like someone has fear approaching to you, not sure like how you're going to react. All of a sudden you kind of smile, say nice things. Wow, how much comfort they give it to other persons. Other persons feel safe. Like Mother Teresa said, smile. Mother Teresa said, smile doesn't cost anything. Doesn't cost anything. Very true. Very true. When you go to supermarket, cashiers walking there, saying something nice about their hair, their weight, jewelry they wear, something nice. What it costs you? Nothing. So I say, cheering up other people's. The moment you're cheering up other people, it cheers you up too. Cheers you up. Why people like to do something good things for others? It makes them feel good. Why people give something? It make them feel good. What is that? There's no logic to prove. What goes around, what comes around. You don't need logic to prove that. Every experience, just smiling, like giving mean look. What's the benefit? You may have all kinds of ideas. Oh, they don't look like me. Oh, they don't believe the way I believe. It's all nonsense. It's all nonsense. It doesn't do any good. It's all nonsense. Being kind eliminates people's fear, uncertainty, So people feel comfortable. People feel comfortable. When people feel comfortable, you feel comfortable. When people feel threat, you feel probably threat too. When they feel threat, what they do, they're probably not going to do something good. That makes you also, it becomes threat to you too. Being kind. Purify so much, being kind, being loving, being kind, purify so much. Can you imagine that everybody's thinking about everybody's happiness? Can you imagine that? The world, that everybody's thinking about everybody's happiness. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? That's why down there, once you manage to develop bodhicitta, you become the object of the worship of all the human, God, demigod, all of them will worship you. Why? Because the power of that mind that you generated, bodhicitta. Purify so much. Okay, so purification. Dikbatobje do miseba tene zobe chanju semi Geshe kan sijinde bujus. Dikbatobje, not just negative karma, huge negative karma. Not just small negative karma, huge. Bodhicitta will purify that. Bodhicitta will purify that. Believe it or not, Bodhicitta will purify that. Dikbatobje, who said Shanti Deva? Dikbatobje, very powerful negative karma. Shindu misebas. Not able to bear that kind of powerful negative actions. Tene zobe chanju semi ba Geshe kan sijinde bujus. Besides bodhicitta, none of our positive action will purify that. Bodhicitta will. Bodhicitta will purify that. Okay? Chanjuji semni gombala bebodi. That's why you should think practicing bodhicitta. Nyewe jula sobe diba misebaden zobe chanjuji semni ba gewa she kangija sijinde ba jute kangija sijinde bichiru. Chandam semji ji dibe sabe pong we niba yoba deshije zo mayenchi. Dini kunzo chanjuji semni all the karma that has been created will purify. All the karma that is going to create negative karma, going to create, will stop because of bodhicitta. All the negative karma that has been created, even the so powerful one, will purify. All the karma that's going to, negative karma that's going to create in the future will stop because of bodhicitta. Bodhicitta. That's bodhicitta. So let's now see the benefit of bodhicitta. Being kind. Of course, fast. There are 3 meditations. So precious, so meaningful, so difficult to find. Just that meditation. So then after that, bodhicitta. So yesterday I did something wrong. So I still feel bad. So don't tie up with yourself with that. Purify that. Purify. Devacho do nivas. Devacho. So you are capable. Devacho. Deva. Suk. Sanskrit or suk. Deva. Happiness. Chok. The best. Best form of happiness. You can achieve. You can achieve. Oh, I cannot achieve because I'm this, I'm that, like ignorance. There's no wisdom. You can achieve. Don't tell, I can't do this because somebody tells me I'm this and that. No, you can do. You can achieve the best happiness. Kawatuma rabon zebayis. Tuan namji dini pempasis. Dini semechi so namji dejo delani to topasis. Chanjuji sem gumbala bebardi this. Why we should put effort to practice bodhicitta. Why we should put effort to practice bodhicitta. Kawatame tuma simjela pemba Pemba Ham, Tabla of the Goshi. The Semba Zebi, Puan of the Chanju Simcha, Dini, Simjana Pemba. All the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas realized or understood, crystal clearly understood, bodhicitta is the way to go. Bodhicitta is the way to go. They understood very clearly. Simjava Dini, Simji Simibi, Chivotonami, Deva, Chok, Tapabala, Sobi, Kajala, Tebameva, Lam, Deve, Delani, the Tabachin, the Saveta, Michiro. Yeah, bodhicitta is like the seed that will produce the best form of happiness for you. Then they want to all serious. So I usually quote, this is not this section here, it was some other chapters. I quoted this many times. It is in the Guide to the Way of Life, but it's not in this chapter. Maybe some other chapter, I don't remember which chapter. But I very much like this phrase by Shantideva. Maybe so much been said. Now kind of like summarizing. Teve means therefore. Teve. Chonga, cho, sadness, depression, all of that. Sadness, depression, feeling bad, not liking yourself, hating yourself, all of that. Teve. Chonga, cho. Feeling tired, feeling worthless, meaningless, all of them. Teve chonga kun, all of them, cell, eliminate. Teve chonga kuzi, first line. Teve chonga kuzi, chanju simji, tashunis. Bodhicitta is like the powerful horse, very powerful horse. Need to ride that horse, need to ride. It's time to ride that horse. Selfish horse. We've been riding since the beginning of time till now. What is the result? Nothing. Now it's time to change the horse. We are riding the wrong horse. Sorry, we are riding the wrong horse. We've been riding the wrong horse so long and hoping something good never happened. Now it's time to change the horse. Bodhicitta, now that horse we need to ride. Horse like bodhicitta, it's time to ride. Then that horse will bring you to happiness to happiness. Why you feel discouraged? Why? Why you feel discouraged to ride that horse? Why? Why you are not riding that horse? Why you are not thinking to ride that horse? Why you don't feel to ride that horse? What is the reason? Why? Why? Why you don't see that horse, first of all? Once you see that horse, why you not riding it? Why you discouraged to ride that horse? Why? This horse will bring you to happiness, happiness. Why you discouraged to ride that horse? Why you feel down? Why you feel sluggish to ride that horse? Now is the time to ride this horse. See if that brings you to happiness, just see. You don't have to believe. First ride and see. Or maybe not believing because that Shantideva said, maybe it's no good. No. You have full right not to believe right away. You have full right not to believe right away. You have to analyze. Buddha gives us full freedom to analyze his teachings. Buddha does not want us to believe what he said. He wants us to analyze his teaching like when you buy the gold. You cut, you burn, you rub, make sure it's pure. Same thing like that. We have full freedom to analyze. We don't have to believe right away. We don't have to believe out of respect. We don't have to believe. Oh, so now, why? So then you can see, oh, this horse I'm riding now, I rode it last week. So see, does that bring you happiness? If yes, then be brave to write that continuously, the horse will bring happiness. Okay? Oh, no, so now we'll stop here. Yeah, now time's over. So, no. Sorry, so much been said. I think it's so important. So next, not this next Wednesday, we are taking break. So then after that Wednesday, we continue. Please, all my friends, of course, including myself, try all our best from now on. If not every day, if not every hour, every moment, every second, maybe at least every day. Think, please, life that I have so precious, so difficult to find, so meaningful. Just think about that on a daily basis. Just think about it. It doesn't take hours and hours. It just takes like less than a minute. It takes less than a minute. I think there was I'm just learning based on Shantideva test. Shantideva said that my life is so precious, so meaningful, so difficult to find. I should be grateful, should feel fortunate, should feel, and not just that, also Shantideva said, to get the best out of this precious human life by being kind, compassionate, caring, thinking about the well-being of other sentient beings. Oh. Then you can say, you could say, I live my life well, nothing to regret. If times comes to go, I'm ready to go, with no regret. So also then, if that goes, next life will be something wonderful, okay? Yeah, thank you very much. So now, dedication, short dedication.
Gewadi nududak lama sangerub gune dowa chikamalupa dei sala ge pasho janchu senchorin poche ma ke panam ke gyuchi Kewanyam pame payang gone gondu power show. Champer power jita kempadang kudu zampo de ande jinte teda kungi jesu la loche gewadida tanche rap tungo. Dusun shepe gewa tanche ki ngawa gana chotunga pade dashe gewe tsawa di kunkyan zampo chucho rap tungo wagi. Dagijine sape gewadi tenda donwa kunla gampeta ke parjetsun lo sandra pai tempenin porin du selje sho. Ganira we korwe jinkam de pendande wa malu jungwene chenre segwan tenzin gyatso yi shapesi te bardu tengyu chi. Jonu iye nalang wa shotu awa tare tembarab sopa Osangewe de ton lek pekshok, Shasugen gyolama sowa de. Tupsu chanjin jangen gewe, Tenzin kerpewe kunze dokborze, Choksum kudwelek muntudu, Adok sok du jeken du japten shok. Om taritu re soha. 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 Om Taritu Taritu Re Soha.
Oh yeah, thank you very much. All of you have a wonderful night and see you, what date?
August 17,
How you say, next Wednesday, not next Wednesday, how you say?
in
Huh?
2 weeks, in 2 weeks.
Oh, see you in 2 weeks. Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Geshe.
Geshe.
Thank you, Geshe-la. Thank you.
Thank you, Donna. Thank you, Lama.
Thank you, Lamala. Thank you,
Thank you,
Donna.
everybody, for coming.